Welcome to the Headley Highlight Show's Headley Headspaces. The Headspaces are a series of thoughts and musings I have during the course of the week, and I chew all over them and I share them with you. And this particular headspace is called, How Come It's Okay to Keep Cutting Welfare Benefits but Never Tax Assets? Pray tell, Keir Starmer, the granny hammer. So before I jump into my thoughts on this matter, thank you so much to everybody who has been subscribing to my YouTube channel. I now have 510 subscribers, can you believe it, people? In this course of a month, I've actually got 300 subscribers. I'm so pleased about it. But you know what's driving it? The Royal Corner's driving it, not my other political stuff. So I'm hoping that as that gets more traction, so does some of this other stuff, which is all of my headspaces and my political thoughts. But irrespective of one's lament, I would just like to say thank you so much to all of those individuals who have subscribed to my YouTube channel, who are commenting, talking and engaging. Please do subscribe. I want to get to 1,000 subscribers, and I also want to ask you if you would consider making a donation, buying me a coffee or wings, chips and a Miranda at my local chicken shop. And if you could do that, that would be absolutely fabulous. You can do that at deniseheadley.com, which is my website. That's it. So thank you for the promotion, and also thank you for listening to this particular headspace. Right, so Keir Starmer, why doesn't he tax assets instead of trying to cut the welfare benefits budget? Now, one of the things that I find most exercising about the current Labour government is that I think Keir Starmer and Liz Kendall and that whole collection, David Lammy, Yvette Cooper is marginally, I think, probably the most reasonable person in that front bench. I mean, David Lammy is just an absolute disappointment. I mean, Bernie Grant will be turning in his grave if he saw what he had become of his protege. But irrespective of that, they are hugely focused on attacking people who are vulnerable. Now, I don't know if you're looking at what the Labour Party's been doing, okay, ever since they've been elected. They are very focused on allowing Keir Starmer to wander around on the international stage because he doesn't seem interested or focused on what's happening domestically. You know, he much prefers standing, with the Davos set in his Clark Kent glasses paid for by Lord Ali and all his other clothes. Did you see how much money he's been receiving in freebies? He's one of the top MPs in terms of receipts of gifts, over £100,000. Yes, he is just such a what can I say, sycophant brown noser. But the point is, he and his administration are so concerned about always taxing people or, hitting the people on low incomes. And that's, to me, what's happening with this focus on PIP, which is personal independence payments. Now, for those people who don't know very much about personal independence payments, it's basically a support payment to people who are ill, who have issues with mobility and care, but they need to be of working age. Whereas there's other benefits for individuals who are over working age. That's namely called something called attendance allowance. But what they're doing is they're saying that too many people are claiming this particular benefit and therefore they want to reduce it or remove it from those individuals. And everything they seem to be doing is about focusing on people on low incomes. They cut the winter fuel allowance. They didn't vote in the 2-child benefit cap. I mean, what have they done on rising cost of energy? And now you've got this situation with PIPs. And I just think that they have really let down all those individuals who voted for them. Every time I see them, all they're talking about is effectively bringing back austerity, but in a slightly different jacket. But that's what they're doing. They're bringing back austerity, and they're also looking at moving the health service into much more privatized hands. And we have all these people on television allegedly representing the Labour Party and allegedly representing viewpoints which is about making life fairer and making it more equal. And none of these people seem to be doing that job. There was this guy on Victoria Derbyshire. She was saying to him, he was one of these individuals who've come up through a think tank, the usual suspects, entitled, exceptionally haughty and puffed up. He was there speaking, and she asked him, well, look, as a consequence of these benefit cuts, you are going to have people living on £70 a week. And the way he said, the way his whole body language, it was almost like he was annoyed with being asked this question. He leaned forward. He was almost like snarling at her. Well, I could never live on £70. I have a mortgage. The way he barked it at Victoria Derbysh. And I think this is the essence of this version of the Labour Party. They don't appear, as far as I can see, to have any real concerns for those people who are on low incomes. Everything they're doing is about reducing government spending, reducing payments or reducing areas of, I'm waiting to see what the budget comes with, but reducing the welfare benefit budget. That's the only thing they ever seem to talk about. They could put a tax on assets as opposed to a tax on income. They're not doing nothing like that. And what it makes me think and feel, and I said this in the beginning, is I think Keir Starmer is he's a cutout. Like when you're making cookies, you just cut him out and you stuck him there. He doesn't have to have any conviction or any belief system, because I actually don't think he's in charge. I don't think Keir Starmer is in charge. He doesn't care if he's unhappy, because he's not there to deliver a socialist agenda. He's there to deliver the political agenda of the people who put him there. And the people who put him there, they want the following things. They don't want their assets taxed. They want more war, and they want a focus on immigration without actually addressing the question of immigration. So this is what I think. And this is the reason why I think he's pushing this whole issue with PIP. It's about making sure that they attack those individuals who are least able to, A, have a voice to even speak up about it. But in addition to that, it means you're not focused on looking at increasing corporation tax or taxing assets, for argument's sake. Why don't we talk about reducing the sovereign grant? It goes up every single year with inflation, but no one ever has that conversation. When are we going to cap that? Where is the benefit cap for the people who are in the royal family? I mean, they get universal credit. Yes, the royal family gets universal credit because they get a check from the government to look after their houses. Why do they need it? But we don't have that conversation, and I don't think we're going to ever have it. So this is my thoughts on it. Keir Starmer, he's a granny harmer. He harms granddads, he harms families, he harms low-income people, but he will do absolutely no harm to the political establishment of this country. And he's deeply embedded with that whole warmongering mindset that we have permeate in our foreign policy. And that's my 2 pence. So what's your thoughts? What's your 3 cities or your declining dollar price on Keir Starmer, the granny harmer, and his austerity program, which effectively isn't called austerity. It's called, we're trying to make things fairer, but we're still doing the same thing. Give me your thoughts. Jump up into the YouTube, make a donation, and come back next week. And thanks for listening. And cut.